I'm going to do some. Did it say?
Yeah, it just popped up.
Okay. Well, then we'll see
this out. I can chop this out. No worries. Just let me know when you're ready. We can chop this out.
How is everybody doing today? It is the Rise of J. Jones, aka J Sauce the Boss, El Presidente, Lord Sensei, and I am here with Charlie Rocket. And today we're going to be talking about Blerd dating. And before we get into all that, Charlie Rocket, what you been up to? Catch us up.
First and foremost, welcome.
The energy, turn up.
To the Dirty Closet podcast.
Oh yeah, where if your closet is clean, it's dirty today.
Yes, indeed. What have I been up to? Well, Valentine's Day is coming up. This is our Valentine's Day episode.
Oh, look at it. Yeah. Cupid's in the air, love, bow and arrow, like where they at?
Yeah, so you can see where we got the theme from for today. Valentine's Day. We've been getting prepared, but Valentine's Day is always KatsuCon weekend, and that's what's important. That's what we've been focused on. So it's like a dual thing. Valentine's Day, KatsuCon. Right?
Yeah. I'm ready for it. This is one of those things where it's like, let our powers combine.
Facts. And so we're super hyped about KatsuCon, but also I've been getting back into comics a little bit. I asked my Rocketeers what comics I should jump back into. And so I've been diving back into that. A little bit of Saga, a little bit of Paper Girls getting started on. But that reminded me, the comic books reminded me, we haven't even shared with you guys where we got our Dirty Closet Pals title from.
Wow, it's wild, man. All these episodes in, and you guys never got the origin story. You don't even know what we doing here.
I know, exactly. So did you want to do the honors? Do you want me to?
I'm going to let Charlie Rocket regale us with her storytelling talents in a way that only she can. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Well, so Dirty Closet Pals originated back when we were dating and we were long distance. Mm-hmm. And so while we were long distance, I was going through a separation. I was living with my parents at the time. My two boys and I moved back in with my parents, and they only had one available room at the time. So all three of us were in one room. And because the boys had bunk beds, there wasn't really room for me to put a separate bed for myself. So it was like I was making a little pallet in the closet. Like they have a little walk-in closet kind of. And so I was putting a pillow in there and a couple of comforters.
just making it do what it do, really.
And I would sleep in the closet, but every night I would FaceTime JJ and we would pull out comic books. And eventually you were kind of just like, where are you?
Yeah, no, the jig was up because I was like this, most of the time when you're on FaceTime, you see like a ceiling or like a ceiling fan or something normal. And where she was a little cluttered. And I was like, where you lay your head, my boy?
Right? Yeah. I'm in the closet. There's no room for me like anywhere else in this house right now. And I don't have a bed or whatever. And so
so and at that point, once I found that out, I legitimately was like, oh, well, what's good for you is good for me. So,
it's good for the goose, right?
What's good for the goose is exactly good for the gander. And at this point in time, like she said, we're long distance. So, I'm living on the east side of Atlanta, just doing what I do. I had a apartment, which, if y'all ever go back to my Instagram and check out, like I blurted it out. I made it my own. But once I heard that, I said, oh, well, we're going to have to do this together and in style. So I went into my closet, right? Laid it up like, I'm going to lay this out for y'all. I put down a little blanket, made it look nice in there, colorful. I went and got my LED lights, right? Ooh, put it all around. I went to the liquor store real quick, copped a little drink, and, I got the same comics as her because there was this place called My Parents' Basement. That was like my local comic book shop. Shout outs to them. They always got me right. And I would cop like Saga and things like that. And I was like, oh, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this together. Like, what's good for one is good for all of us.
Yeah.
Went to that closet, put on the LED lights. I felt like the club. It didn't even feel, it felt like we were really like on to something.
It felt like a connection.
Organic, yeah.
We're both in the closets. We're both reading the comics together on the phone. And like some days he'd read an issue, some days I'd read an issue.
Exactly. And then, we would take shots together and we would laugh and it would just be whatever. And we at one point I was just like, hey man, if this is just what's gonna have to be. If you're gonna be in that closet, I'm gonna sit in the closet with you, even if we're gonna be some dirty closet pals.
Dirty closet pals.
And once we said it, it's almost like the stars aligned. It's like,
right.
And it's just like, thus the dirty closet pals were born. Because look at us. We were doing our stuff, and then we're a little dirty.
Yeah.
We like.
But also, no. You know what? At the time, we wanted a name that sounded pervy, even though it was very innocent.
It was just like, haha, because you're not gonna think that like you're gonna click on this expecting one thing, and you're like, haha, it's us playing Crash Bandicoot. Ooh, we're reading Saga. Oh,
Psych, it's lame.
Yeah.
But anyway,
the looks brought you in. You thought you were gonna get something you didn't get.
But I wanted to bring that up because that's our origin story. Clearly, when we started our podcast and started cosplaying together, that was just the name that stuck, and that felt
stuck
right.
in. I mean, it's just it just stuck. Like,
yeah. But also, what a perfect segue into our topic for the day, which is blerd dating.
Yeah, blerds, they date.
And we have 2 guests for you guys today. Woo! These are our first guests on the show. I'm so excited.
So you know what that means? They're gonna go ahead and our guest cherry. So I'm excited.
You didn't even say pop. You just
hey,
hello,
there
friends.
They are. There's the friends. That's the gang.
So
what's
going
on?
Y'all go ahead and introduce our friend Sailor. Sailor is
Sailor
a
Leone
cosplayer. She is an alternative model, and also, girl, you're a host of an Instagram show.
Yeah, she is.
Hey y'all, what's up?
I think you're muted. I think we can't hear you.
How about now?
Oh, it's silent.
Wait, is that us?
Oh, I don't know. I can hear her.
Yay! Hey,
it might be me.
Hi.
It might be me.
Hold on 1 second.
Hey, DamDadBod.
That's on me because of this thing.
Oh, you think that?
Friends, what's
What's
up,
up, friend?
There.
Can you hear us?
Yay!
Now.
Yeah.
Okay, we hear
can hear
y'all.
you.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey, there we go. The
This
game's
is what
on
happens.
here.
This is what happens first time you have guests on the show. You have to reevaluate.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Sailor, tell us about your show, please.
Okay, so I have a show called Nerdy Dating Stories. I just started it randomly. I grew up on like talk show radio. If you're in the DMV area, like the Kane Show or even like the Steve Harvey Show. But they do have like dating segments. And I was like, yo, I have a lot of dating drama and I'm a little older now and I can tell these stories. So pretty much it started out with me telling my own stories and then bringing some guests on. And we used to go live very consistently, but we're starting season 3 and we shall be on every Saturday moving forward. But stay tuned for more details.
Woo!
Hey, I'm not mad at that. Look at you. Boss stuff. I love it. Leveling up.
We are also being joined by our friend DamDadBod, who is a twin dad, a soldier, a cosplayer, and a fitness enthusiast. And
Shout
also,
out to Mom.
let me tell you something. He told me to say recreational cosplayer. I'm not saying that.
Professional cosplayer. DamDadBod. My boy got the Ash Ketchum shirt on right now with the Goku shirt. I'm not trying to get my boy dripping like
hey,
it's the hat.
JJ, I wore this for you, my guy. I wore this for you.
I love it. See, y'all are bringing.
I was like, which hat am I gonna wear? Which one?
Right.
I mean, to hide the baldness. I mean, I don't need to hide it.
Hey, look.
You know.
Hey, live it loud and proud, man.
Oh, wait, the headset.
Smooth.
Bald with the beard. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, because clearly we're lit. Everybody else is not on the podcast.
Right, facts. Hey.
Can't hit from this side of the TV.
But
So
to start out though, let me ask you guys: do you guys have any Valentine's Day plans?
I'm waiting on the person to decide on that one. I'm throwing that feeler out a little loud right now, but
he said, "Hey, are there Valentine's Day plans?" Maybe they'll watch this and be like,
maybe we should start planning, right? Right.
Yeah,
facts.
tell them, shoot or shoot, but you got it. Someone's got to.
Yep. Somebody's got to shoot that shot.
Someone got to shoot that shot.
Somebody's got to do
I
it.
ain't say it.
Yeah.
But I'm co-signing.
You said what?
I feel that. I mean, because the clock is ticking.
Are you guys dating anybody, or are you guys? Is it a secret?
Hold on. As a matter of fact,
So
it's 2023. Are we talking to anybody?
So I have I might have some Valentine's Day plans. I don't know yet. I should have some plans. As far as dating, I may or may not have found someone. May or may not have. Yeah. I usually don't divulge everything until it's solidified.
Yeah.
So may or may not.
You gotta be safe out here in these streets.
Yeah. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like you playing space. He said, I got a possible.
Yeah. You can't communicate with your partner, but I got a possible.
He's like, he said, look. I ain't saying it's a book. I'm just saying it's a possible.
A strong possibility.
Strong possible. I agree with that.
Why are you hiding my friend? Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Right.
What about you, I'm in a relationship, yes.
Oh,
shout out to that. Okay, yeah, look at you. Oh, look.
Oh.
I'm happy that it made you do that. I'm in a relationship. Yes.
All the spirit fingers. All of them. That's all I got.
So you're in a relationship. How long have you been in a relationship? Can I ask?
I would say 2 months.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yes.
Oh.
It's new.
Yes, young love.
So what was the dating field looking like prior to getting in this relationship, or what does it look like these days?
So that's my expertise.
I got a question for you, for real. I need to know: is the Blerd streets as ghetto as they appear? Is it the struggle bus that I've come to see?
Y'all have no idea. You don't understand. You guys are booed up and great and having a great time. But yeah, it's
great now.
Dating is a bit of a struggle. The dating pool has pee in it, as some say.
Yeah.
It's very interesting what people do on dates, or what they consider dates, or how they try to finesse you. It's very interesting.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's your experience look like, DadBod?
Oh,
and I know it's different as a parent also.
Ooh.
So yeah, it is because for now, because I'm recently separated, so we're living in different places now, so we're getting into the groove of respecting each other's time, passing the kids off like a volleyball, or like 2 volleyballs at the same time, they're in your court for a week. What do you need them for a week for? We don't need to talk about that.
Right.
We don't need to talk about any of that, and we've come to that mutual respect. So we know those boundaries with each other now. So when it comes to trying to plan with someone else, people are very, let's do this right now. Right now? What do you mean right now?
Kids,
what are you doing tomorrow? I need at least a week.
You gotta understand. Yeah, it's almost like the Batman thing. He can beat almost anybody with prep time.
Prep time. Need that prep time.
People are like, I want to go out tonight. I'm like, you should have told me 2 nights ago, my brother. I gotta find some.
We're not on that single superhero schedules.
Exactly.
We don't have superpowers over here.
I can't just hop in a phone booth and go from Clark Kent to Superman. I gotta go back to the Batcave. I gotta go.
Real people time, not super yeah. No, I get that for sure.
Yeah, so trying to balance kids and not introduce them to everybody, but have them still be around and stuff. They're pretty aloof kids. So they're Sailor Leone got to meet them. I went to the gym.
I've seen
Yeah,
some of your,
because we're
like,
both in the DMV.
so nice.
So
They're very adorable.
I've seen some of the cosplay stuff you've done with your kids. So cute.
they won't let me do so much more. I'm like, could
Yeah.
you
gotta
guys
wait. You
gotta wait. You know what it is?
I want so I want to dress them up as like Naruto clones, and all of us dress up as Naruto, and I want them to be running around. And I have a Shadow Bowser cosplay because I had to adapt to them because they love Super Mario. So I'm like, all right, if I dress like Bowser, then they'll let me bring them as Super Mario and Luigi.
Right.
Bro, you know what I just thought about what you got to do? And I'm not going to lie. If you can get one of them to be Goten and the other one to be Trunks and you be Goten.
I'm trying.
I'm trying. Like they can do little fusion dance and then run behind you. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, they do little fusion dance and run behind you and do Gotenks. I see it.
But they have these, you know, the little blockage with their personalities. They're like, I don't know who that is. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Just wear it.
You know what? Look, God doesn't know a lot of the things you do. Just do this one thing for me.
And dressing them up like scouts, and I dress up like a Titan.
Oh,
that was the other one. I was like,
gotta get them on like a trampoline too.
Yeah,
so
but they're not gonna know what it is. They're gonna be like, "Why are we dressed like this?" I'm gonna be like, "It doesn't matter. Just
like aim for the base of my neck." That's what I've been telling you.
But see, this is where we're becoming the opposite version of what parents were doing before, where they're forcing you into sports when you want to do nerdy things. We're now forcing them into nerdy things so that and when they want to do sports. But JJ, you were talking about the talking phase earlier. I want to ask you guys, do you guys believe in the talking phase?
Yes, because a lot of people you cannot claim as your person.
You can't do that.
You know what? In today's society, I gotta agree with that because it's like you'll be out here looking like Boo Boo the Fool behind. Man.
But isn't there like some middle ground between like claiming somebody and like you just met them? That's called dating. That doesn't have to be called talking. I feel like now it's like talking, dating, boyfriend, something else, engaged, maybe marriage.
I mix the talking and the dating phase together a little bit because it's really the same process. It's courting. It really just depends on who you are as a person and what you want and what you will accept and won't accept. Because I mean, shoot, if you want like chilling at someone's crib to be your courting, that's you, and you can do that. If you want dates to be your courting, or if you want a mix of it, that's your courting or talking phase. But some people have like a separation of it where talking is just like, oh, I'm getting to know you. But isn't that really, if you just met someone on the street and you have your first few dates, that's literally courting? I don't know why we make it hard.
It's the same.
You know what? I feel like it's like in today's society, it's just a huge like overcomplication of things. Like I remember a time where it'd be like, oh, I like this person. I'm gonna ask this person out on a date. You go on a few dates, and if that goes well, how you feeling about this? Like, should we make this a thing? And then you're a thing. It was like a 3-step process. I feel like now it's oh, I like this person. We're talking. We're dating. We're date talking. We're
well,
you not know you got a whole other relationship. Like like you just it's just like, and then it's like this weird Venn diagram of crossovers, and then eventually it's like, oh yeah, now I see that person on like social media.
Yeah. More often than not, like talking an excuse to not have to do all the responsibilities of courting.
Y'all remember do y'all remember like demo discs back in the day where you got like a piece of the game, but then like after you got past like the first 2 levels, they're like, now you gotta buy it, and then people never bought it. I feel like talking is a bunch of demo discs.
I feel like it's also a good thing.
True.
Because when it comes to marriage and like relationships, I say relationships like it's not a thing.
Well,
so
we know what you meant.
when it's knowing how that person is, so it's better to talk to them and get to know them extensively than be like, oh, this is my person. Let's just throw caution to the wind
Yeah.
and just go and do this thing.
Yeah,
and
3
then
months later, you're like, why did this go horribly wrong?
Yep. And then it turns out that she wants to, that she's like an entrepreneur, but he's like, oh, I just think that we should work our whole lives away. And she's like, no, fuck that. We need to be rich by 40. And he's like, I don't need that. I can work till I'm dead. And then they clash there because finances, like, what is it? Sex, finances, and there's like something else that are like the main reasons for people breaking up and divorcing. So getting to know someone and going through talking and talk dating and date talking and then dating and then datetionship and then situationship and then entanglement and like at any of one of these steps, you can end things instead of being like, oh, we're in a relationship. Oh my God, he cheated. Well, why did he cheat? Well, it doesn't matter why he cheated, or she's not doing these things for me. So I went out and found somebody else. Well, why did you find somebody else instead of talking to her? All of it comes down to communication.
Communication is key, and I 100% I co-sign that.
That's exactly what I was thinking while you were saying this. I was like, at the end of the day, I think communication is just key, and a lot of people aren't doing that. And to escape from the communication, they put these like labels, and when you put a big label on something, what does that label mean to you? It might not be the same thing that it means to somebody else. And then you're going to get upset that it doesn't mean the same thing, but y'all never had that conversation.
Yeah, no, you got to have that conversation about what both of you want, because 2 consenting grown adults should be able to sit down, have an adult conversation and be like, what do you see from this? Yeah. And then like, if it aligns up, then, I mean, like, who cares? Yeah, who cares what you call it? Because y'all will be happy. Yeah. But if you find out it doesn't, like he said, much better to find out early and be like, I wish you the best of luck, because then you can be cordial with those kinds of people. Because people, oh, see you away. They send it respectfully. It's just it was a mismatch. Versus 2 years later, you're like, oh God, I can't fucking stand. Like, why?
So what are some things you guys look for in another person or in a relationship? And you can answer that too. I mean, I can answer it.
Like what you like, there's only one answer.
Let me tell you, okay, before this relationship, so when I had my first son, I really thought, wow, I really have to think about who I'm dating now. Because before I was just looking for somebody funny. I was just looking for somebody who makes me laugh and who is nice. Literally, those were my 2 requirements. That's it. Maybe one person will be just nice and funny. Like, it still was hard. But when I had my son, I was like, I really got to narrow this down. And to be honest, my best friend and I, we was on the phone and we were like, girl, we're going to make a list, a very specific list of what we need in a man. And we're going to pray on these lists and we're going to wait for this man.
Can I ask what age you were when you made this list? Because I want to know.
Like 23.
So a 23-year-old
23-year-old list of, and we were like, girl, we got to be specific, because what if we ask for this man and he's perfect, but he ain't got no teeth? What if we do then? And so we had to write like has teeth, like has all teeth, have some teeth. Like you had to like write very specific things. Let me tell you,
the correct amount of teeth.
Whatever teeth look right in his mouth. I don't know. And so we prayed on these lists. My list had things like loves his mom, like fucking, I don't know, is nice to me, like I said, has a job, like he's a hard work ethic, those kind of things. And we prayed on this list. And guess what? I did find somebody at that time who was everything on that list. And all of it was wrong. All of it was wrong. Love your mom didn't mean so much that y'all go out all the time and you live with her and she's your best friend and you obsessed with her and the things she does for you. That's not what that means. That's not what I meant.
Hey, those are one of those genie wishes.
That's what I'm talking about. God laughed in my face.
He's like, I got you.
That up to say, like, there's too many times we're making these lists of like what I need in a relationship, and it's not real. It's not real.
Yeah.
It's what we think we need.
Yeah.
And then it'll turn you all around.
No, and kind of similar to her, I was married once before, and
so we've all been married, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to?
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at us. Look at us on the other side of that shit.
Right.
Gang,
Opa.
gang. Yeah. High five.
It's okay.
So,
I
like,
promise y'all. That's cool.
as everybody here knows, eventually things run their course one way or the other, and whether it ends in peace, discord, or whatever the case may be, you find yourself trying to find yourself because you have defined a lot of who you are by how that relationship was, that environment, your friends, whatever the case may be. And so when you find yourself like really starting anew, it's exciting, but it's scary as shit because like no one ever, you never think you're gonna be there because once you say I do, you never think like you'll be like, I don't. That's not, you didn't sign up for that.
Right.
Exactly.
So like for me, I told myself, well, the first thing I did was go to therapy. Shout outs to that. So I was working on myself. I was just like trying to work out, go to therapy, just try to like, you know what I mean? I didn't want to like self-destruct.
You went the smart way.
I went the smart way because there was two. Look, you ever see those like pictures where there's like a dark thundery path and there's like a sunshiny path and you can just like, I was like, it looked fun over there, but I know I got to do better because if I do better, life will get better. So then I started working on myself and whatnot, and then I just like started playing guitar and like I always played guitar, but like really diving into it and like my health and just like doing things that aligned with me. And a part of that was cosplay. And when I started looking up cosplay stuff, I was like, man, I really want to find people who are knowledgeable about this because I don't know anything. Like I'm brand new, and behold, I stumbled across this one over here.
Yeah,
and,
you never know.
You never know. Life is crazy. Life is crazy. It's just but it's really weird to be in those streets because even before her, like she said, I thought I knew what I was doing. I was like, okay, I'm out of this marriage. I'm in Atlanta. It's not hard. Like I can just go out.
Atlanta. Yeah, forget about it.
Yeah, I just go somewhere and there are people, and the ratio is crazy, and that's it. But it's also crazy in that city. I was like, man,
crazy twofold.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, it's
okay,
not
well,
well.
You don't have to tell stories about Atlanta on a different podcast day.
Oh yeah. That's
I
a whole.
need to hear those stories.
No, Atlanta.
I hear legends about the Knights of Atlanta.
I know. Shout out. Wait, first of all, shout out to the rest of us because all of us are from the DMV.
Ooh, shout out to y'all.
Hey, but also
East Atlanta, you already know forever and always. But it's just one of those things where you're just finding people of different walks of life because it's really weird when you get out of your marriage. It's like this hard autocorrect. You're like, that didn't work so hard to a certain point. I'm just gonna go pivot in a whole different direction. But then when you get but when you do that has this whole other list of problems. Because you're like, what the fuck is this? Like,
maybe a hood nigga would change my heart. You never know.
Exactly. You never know.
Exactly.
Maybe.
He was like, my last nigga didn't have a Glock.
Shoot.
Maybe I want that.
I feel safe now.
Until he has to up
so
it.
much safer.
You're like, wait a minute.
I changed my life for the bad.
For the worst. Yeah, look, now it's for the worst.
What else do you guys look for in a relationship?
Oh, I didn't even say that. That's what's horrible.
Oh,
yeah. All right, hold on.
You can go
I'll be
first.
super quick. What I look for in a relationship is it's not necessarily about looks. It's not about like what you like what you make. It's about who you are as a person. Because at the end of the day, I'm not dating your money. I'm not dating your looks. I'm not dating I'm not dating the
that
exterior
stuff doesn't
thing.
keep me warm at night.
It doesn't. Like, are we gonna be able to laugh together? Are we gonna be able, when times get rough, are we gonna be able to like really thug it out? Like, and then when times aren't rough, can we enjoy our peace? Because there are some people that only know how to survive in like war times, and will they create more war times? And I'm like, no, it's peace times. And they're like, no, I only know. That's the thing you need to know.
I only know chaos.
So for me, it's like if I can find peace in you, even in a storm, the same way I can when we're turning up. and like we can laugh and like we're trying to build something together. And it doesn't even have to be necessarily specific, but I can just tell that you're about growth. Like if you feel like you've plateaued and you're the perfect person at wherever you are, I can't do that because like that's stagnant. And it's like that, because I know inside of myself that I better keep growing. I'm nowhere near a finished product. And so that's all I really look for in somebody else, a trying person. I know that sounds crazy,
that's true.
but like you can't knock somebody who's actively trying to grow.
Sure.
You know what I mean? If I can find that in our interest line and like you're funny, like what else are we talking about? Because like I'm pretty simple. If I can throw, like we go on Netflix and we find something together and we like and we like whatever, I'm good to go.
Right. What about you, Sailor? I feel like you've been waiting to say something.
Oh yeah, please let it go.
Oh, honestly, it sounded a little bit like what Charlie made with her list for a while, where it's like, okay, I want you to be honest, I want you to be trustworthy, I want you to be kind, I want you to be caring. Specifically for me, I am not a tough love person. So my partner has to be able to be empathetic and has to be able to show caring and understand mental health. Unfortunately, political views kind of go into this because of how I see social views. Because it's like, if you don't care about this thing that's going on with me or my people, then what the hell are we doing? What are we doing?
That's a fact.
Again, someone that I can like get along with, someone that shares hobbies with me. Of course, it doesn't have to be the same things, but is willing to learn about me, is interested about me, and I'm interested in them, and we bring out the best in one another. Someone that's able to stop before the storm gets wild and say, hey, this isn't okay. Let's cool down, or doesn't want to keep going back and forth. I can't do tit for tat anymore. I really can't. It trips the hell out of me. But really just someone that is there for me, because a lot of times you're always being supportive to another person and it's not reciprocated. And reciprocity doesn't mean the same thing. It just means how you feel as if your care and effort is going towards someone else and if it is being returned back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a word right
there. That was beautifully said.
You know, I was gonna say that was poignant.
Agree. What about you, DamDadBod?
Damn.
How am I supposed to follow that up?
I know that was so.
Hey,
beautiful.
look, you're supposed to follow that up with your truth, my brother.
Yes. Thank you, my brother.
I got you, my brother. Matter of fact,
are you drinking wine too?
Might be tea.
We all are.
I am.
We're all drinking wine.
And I'm drinking it like a pleb. I'm over here in a not wine glass.
Wait, hold on.
Like an uncultured swine.
You know what I am? I'm a soccer mom. I'm like, little Bradley.
But that's also acceptable.
It would be in a tumbler. Come on.
Shout outs to Taylor Port. I may or may not have been introduced to this ambrosia of the gods by
what African Caribbean person did you deal with?
I say that all the time. Every time I have it, I'm like ambrosia of the gods. My guy.
By the person I may or may not be talking to right now. So what was the initial question? Yes, the things that you need from a relationship, right?
What you go for,
Okay, the things I go for. So I'm not a huge like they need to look a certain way type dude either. It's more so like the content of your character. Are you a good person? Do we vibe on a conversational and intimate level? And by intimate, I also mean sexual, of course. Financially, like, do we have the same goals financially? Do we need to be in the same place? Like, do we both need to be making XYZ amount? No, we don't. but do we both need to have the same goal for our life? Because I don't want to be retired by like 50, 55 and you're still working every day, because I'm going to leave your ass right there while I go on vacation. I promise you. I promise you I will.
Hold on.
Oh, I didn't want to. I want to be able to work for the rest of my life. No.
Can I ask you a question though?
Yep.
If she gets her PTO right, and she can make
Like,
the
damn,
days.
I can't set up a trip.
Okay, PT, you still have to request PTO, right?
No, I feel you.
And I'm like, all right, I'm leaving tomorrow. We're going to Fiji tomorrow. And she's like, oh, I can't go. I have to work.
I mean,
You have to
you
what?
can go to Fiji. Go to Fiji and enjoy yourself. I'm gonna be at home and enjoy myself at home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, enjoy yourself at home. That's fine.
It's happening.
But we
someone has to watch the kids. Come on, y'all.
the kids should be grown and out the house.
I'm gonna be completely
by 55.
50-something,
Bro,
you know what?
wait. I'm gonna be honest with you though. Let me tell you one thing. Can you imagine she had a hard day at work? She comes home, you're not there. She got to make her own food, and then she goes on Instagram and you on Fiji. Like, drink.
Yep.
Up, bro. You finna come home.
He needs to set me up.
And that's because
I'm enjoying my vacation at home. You know, you gotta finesse the house so you can finesse Fiji, please.
But okay. But that's because during the course of being with someone for what? I'm 34 now, so in 21 years, we've talked about finances. We've talked about budgeting. We've talked about saving money. We've talked about all this stuff. Why are you still working when we had all these plans?
Okay,
I can't be with someone who wants to work for the rest of their life.
No, I completely understand what you're saying now, because after 20, if you have 21 years to fulfill a plan, and then when that time comes and it's your mutual plan and they haven't upheld their part of the bargain, I don't know what else to say either.
And also, as somebody who's a mutual plan, as somebody who's
if it's mutual,
right. I hear you.
That's what I said. I said those are
okay. We're not going there.
But
because
as somebody who is also 35 and spent a good portion of my 20s doing the responsible thing and adjusting to others, I can understand being in your mid 30s and saying, I want what I want, and not accepting less than that. Yeah. So I do completely understand that, and that's your prerogative, of course. Get into it. So, but exactly like you said earlier, it ends up being all about communication. And if those are things you guys, like you said, talk about early on, that's something you're looking for. So clearly you're talking about it early, then that's what you expect. And if that changes later on, then that can be a reason why it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Right. But like,
but like you said, those things.
Yeah, you're communicating these things. You're having check-ins with each other. How are you doing financially? How am I doing financially? What do we need to do to either shift to the left or to the right with what we're doing? I feel like that's extremely important when it comes to the relationship.
You're okay with planning, like you're okay with plans changing as long as we're planning together. Like as long as it's not some blind, like I'm doing my own thing, you're doing your own thing, and we're hoping for the best. Like that, the ship is like equally steering in the right.
Real moving plan.
Yeah, and
like are we in sync right now?
Yeah.
Are we Justin Timberlaking this right now? Are we doing it right? Are we in sync? Like, are we? Then we're good. We can shift left. We can shift.
In sync, he said, "Are we?"
Now, guys,
so we can shift left or right as long as we know what we're doing.
Yeah, and that's understandable, clearly. And I know all of us here, we're all blerds. Yeah. So where are you guys finding the blerd people? Do you guys look for blerd people? Blerd people. I don't know why I even included people. You guys look specifically for blerds. Is it a requirement?
So for me,
the floor is yours, Sailor.
I I date everybody. I think I work better with people who can relate culturally to me. I was born in Sierra Leone. My partner is Guatemalan. So he's a POC nerd, but he's not a blerd nerd. I do normally date within my race, but again, if someone like picks you up and they're like, hey, and I don't know, it was something nice and I enjoyed it. So
hey, look, you got to go where the energy is, and if the energy is flowing in that direction,
I'm saying, I would say there's always something like different between the two, right? So I've dated African American men and Black men, Caribbean men, African men who were not into the same anime culture and nerddom that I'm into, and that shit made me feel like I was weird. But then I've also dated non-Black men who were into it and definitely made me not feel as weird. But on the other end of referencing, let's say, slow down, I just want to get to know, they wouldn't know that song. Yeah. So it's like there is like a give and take, but as long as they're willing to learn, I'm cool and I'm good. Yeah. However, the blerd men can be fucking weird. The Black nerd men community can be fucking weird.
They can, but they also sometimes aren't.
I can't even try to defend this.
Like, hold on. No, I feel you. But you know what it is? I know what she's talking about. You know who she's talking about? Like the blerd community, there's a lot of blerd men who were blerd first and then figured out how to be men and all that other kind of stuff. And then I feel like there are men who are blerds. And then like that's not there. Like, like I feel like the two are not necessarily synonymous. Like I feel like you can grow up being a whole blerd, but like you're working your job, you're living your regular life, you're learning how to build social skills. Yeah. Like I know that sometimes blerds get some bad. You learn how to shower, you know what I mean?
That's important.
Consent is key, and that you don't just walk up to somebody because they're at a con dressed a certain way and just start snapping and like don't say nothing or like touch somebody. Like there's like social skills and like graces and stuff you learn. Like not for nothing, I look at DamDadBod and I think about myself too, and I'm like, I can look at somebody and be like, oh, he's well adjusted. You know what I mean? And you can just kind of see that on his face. You know what I'm saying? But like, there's a lot of blerds when you go to con and they walk up to you and you be like, oh, you are not well adjusted.
Awkward, breathing heavy.
And everything has its place. So you gotta act like you've been here. But that's what I'm saying. Act like you've been here before. Like, just like, you know what I mean? Like you've been here. Just chill.
It's okay.
I judge it by the level of blerddom that they have. So if you're like, oh, you're dressed like XYZ character from issue 379 of this kind, I'm like, ooh, too much.
No, you're like panel 4 as issued
panel 4 of the page 32.
You finna go for a ride.
Like, bro, too much. Calm down. I like the character. I just like the character.
To specify, it's not the people who have that knowledge, it's the people approaching you with that knowledge. Because
you feel the need to have to
some of these nerds like me, like him, have that background information, but you hold that. You hold that.
You hold it until we're having.
I feel like how it's presented. So I can see somebody at a con dressed as Starfire, and I can know it's from issue 14 of when they went to whatever. But I can be like, wow, you put out the Starfire drip that nobody really uses. You use blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And that's me saying it without me saying it. Like, oh my God,
you wait until you wait until it's the proper conversation. Yeah. You don't just pour it all in. Take all this nerd in 17 seconds.
Yeah, it's almost like surfing. You don't want the tsunami wave because that's gonna crash everything out. You just want the one that, like, you just gotta
like a fire hose of information. It's too much. It's too much compared to a sprinkler. Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta let them know game recognized game, but then you don't have to be like, but I'm the game master.
So one of the biggest questions we often get is where to find other blerds if you do want to date blerds or nerdy people in general. Where to look? And I always say cons. Like, is that what you guys say?
I have a
would say
little bit of
cons.
That was my first answer.
I have an interesting take
Online
on
groups.
this because here's where blerds vary in different degrees. Like, I think you need to find blerds for where you are on your blerd spectrum. If you know you're more of like a Barnes and Nobles, I want my manga when it comes out, and I go to the things and I meet the illustrators, and that's who I want my person to be. You meet them there.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a blerd, like for me, my first blerds experience was at Punk Black in Atlanta at a rock show where it's like a little bit more edgy. We're like, no, Vaughn, Phoenix, all them people, Golden, shout out to my
so
guy.
nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's my day one, like A1 since day
Right,
one
yeah.
guys. So you know what I'm talking about? Golden had the Black Thighs Matter vest. That's my boy. That's how we met. I saw him in that vest the very first time, and I said, you know what? That's somebody I gotta go know.
Black thighs do.
I said, I know. I ran up to him and I was like,
They
bro,
do.
Black Thighs Matter. And then we that's how we got cool. But like, if you want to meet people that might have blerd but also have a music edge, you meet them there. Maybe you find those kind of people there. But then also cons, like everybody else said, I agree with that. Like, that's the easiest place. That's like shooting fish in a barrel. You see somebody dressed in a cosplay from a thing you already know they know that fandom to the point that they dressed as it. Now here's the question: what are you gonna do with it? Right. Because that's where it's like up to each individual. Yeah, exactly.
I have social anxiety, so for those who have social anxiety, when I first got into the Black nerd community. Well, not even when I first got into cosplay, it was 2014 and it was very whitewashed. I was in groups messaging about, hey, how can I do this cosplay? How do I make this? How can I do my hair to fit? Because I had like Senegalese twist at the time. And like Black people responded to me and they're like, hey, you should come to this con with us. And I somehow got added into like the POC cosplays. Remember back in the day when Facebook was like the POC cosplays groups are like cosplaying while Black on Tumblr. Little niche groups like that. I also was in like a soft Black girls group it became Adorned by Chi. And it was just meeting people.
I love them, by the way.
Right. She's so sweet. So it's just like meeting people who fit my niche, because I'm a soft Black girl, but I also like alternative punk looks, so maybe I'll be into like glam goth beauty and maybe their group of things. So really I think like looking online for like the specific group that you're looking for. Facebook, unfortunately, like I know I'm not old, but I'm a little older. Facebook groups are great. And I think Twitter Spaces now for the younger people, really like they're blowing up. They're a little Discord, but you have to actually like get a link to get to the Discord. But finding groups online helps a lot for those who have social anxiety. If I go to a con, even if I know you in person, I'm probably not going to talk to you because I'm in my head doing all this and probably not trying to make eye contact. Like I knew of Charlie for so long before I spoke to Charlie. And now here we are on the podcast. So
I know
that's so funny because Taylor, I would have never guessed because the first time me and you met, it just was like natural. Like I know that like we were just like
you knew someone I knew, so I could be comfortable.
Right.
I know. Right. But now that you mentioned it, was so funny because I do remember you kind of like feeling it out, and I was like, oh no, it's cool, we're good. I was like, you're dope.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing because I met Sailor at BlerdCon.
Yes, we were outside.
Yep, we were outside. I was dressed as Genie. It was my first time putting on any kind of.
He had the Henny. My boy said,
because you get anything you want. Anything you know how many people took shots? I had to take shots with them because I realized, like, after I had the idea, I was like, okay, this could seem creepy. It really could seem like I'm trying to drug people. So I'm going to I have no choice. I guess I have to take these shots too.
You presented it in a very not creepy way though, man, because like nobody had to do anything for the shots other than like, oh, make a wish. Like that's very very like chill way to introduce.
Yeah.
It. But also your energy didn't come across.
You rub the lamp, you get a shot. We all did.
I remember I was you passed me when I was like, okay, sure. I was like, that was Henny. Like it really
it was.
like you know that feeling when it hits
Good
you,
thing that was Henny. Like,
it was everything I thought it was.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
guys. Go ahead.
I can't remember what I was gonna say now.
I'm so sorry.
I'm good. It's okay. It's okay.
No.
But guys, do you guys have any
You said
red
dating?
flags, like dating flags or bad dating stories?
Okay, so bad dating stories and red flags. Yes. Dating blerds.
Oh, dating. Okay.
I was like, is that
Yeah,
the red flag?
that's what we were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Before?
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as dating blerds, it is very, it feels very safe. It feels like you won't get judged, and at the same time, if you're dating or talking to or in a relationship with a blerd who doesn't have the same taste of anime that you do, you're still gonna get judged the same way you would with somebody who doesn't know about it. I think I found that I felt the most comfort with someone who knows nothing about like this level of blerd culture. Like they were still a blerd, but not with anime and stuff like that. So they were like, "Oh, what's it like at a convention?" I was like, "Let me show you."
So I know
And
what
we
you
went
mean.
and
So they were optimistic. So you know what? They had that
Yeah.
level, like whatever, where it's like, I understand this. What's it
Yeah.
like that open-minded optimism.
So as long as you're with somebody who has that level and they're willing to do stuff with you and you're willing to do stuff with them, it can be fucking just beautiful. Red flags. Red flags. I think people who can't make plans with you, I guess.
Yeah.
Bad communication. Why are you hiding your face?
Taylor, I was gonna say.
I suck at
like,
making
wait.
plans, yo. How many times have we gone to the gym?
That's different. Two times.
I paid for this gym for like 4 months, y'all.
That was it. 3 times.
She said, "Caught you in 4K."
I was like, maybe she just wants to go at a different time than I go. That's fine. I got kids. I had to up my gym membership so that they would watch my kids for 2 hours.
I sip my wine.
While I work out, and she's like, "Oh yeah, are you gonna be in the gym today?" I'm like, "Today? No, I already went."
At 6 in the freaking morning.
It's hard being a parent because
It
it does take a lot of planning, but at the same time, you do be wanting to meet people where they're at.
Taylor, I'm gonna be honest. It's not the want to that's not there. It's not that he doesn't want to be at the
Oh
gym.
no, it's me, y'all. It's not him. It's me. I'm saying
He was hiding because it's
Oh,
her.
plot twist.
He at the gym every day, y'all. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, if I can be
He was
there,
like,
I'm there at least 2 hours a day if I can do it.
Oh, I miss that.
You see what I'm saying? I was like, oh wow, that's crazy.
I don't know nothing about
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Can I be honest though?
And
You actually, both of y'all brought up something that made me think about something. Being in a blurred relationship, and even with working out and stuff, we watch anime episodes. In between every episode, I start working out. Like, so if there's like a pause or there's like a break on Hulu, whatever, I'll do squats. I'll like do stuff. I'll just whatever, because I'll be thinking about like, oh, Kasukan coming, and I can't be caught slipping. And so then it's just like,
damn.
But like to be with somebody that understands, like, not only are we gonna watch anime, but during commercial breaks, we got to get right for these cosplayers.
Yeah, not only that, but like when he does that, now I'm encouraged to do it too. Like now I start, because I wasn't working out ever. I was just like, they're gonna get whatever body Jesus gave me.
Wait. Like the body that Jesus didn't give her was like chef's kiss. I gotta work. I got problems. You know what I mean? I can't just show up looking like Charlie Rocket.
I'm like, I got a good metabolism.
Yeah. Hold on. Sailor, if I don't do the things that I do, I look up showing like who did it and why.
But that goes into what you said about somebody being open and willing to do something with you that they don't normally do. I hate working out, and I will do that with him because that's time we can spend together, and it's time where he doesn't have to feel like he's doing something weird by himself. You know what I mean? In addition to that, he loves basketball. I despise basketball with a passion.
You used to though.
Hatred.
Now who can dribble?
Sports. I love sports. Hate basketball and hate loving basketball. But anyways, I digress.
Wait, loving basketball the movie?
Like even loving basketball?
Girl,
loving basketball.
That's Sanaya. Not Sanaya.
My best Sanaya moment is when she got backhanded across.
No! Oh, I knew you was
counter. No, I digress. I hate basketball, but I have learned to see the beauty in basketball for JJ because it's his biggest passion and my biggest hate. But I have let that go. I've let that hate slightly go so that we play outside in the street together, even though I feel embarrassed, but I do it anyway. And then it's fun. I end up having fun. And
I'm encouraging. I'm encouraging though.
I don't like it, whatever. You're encouraging sometimes. Other times you're like, get that shit out of here. And I'm like, I hate this shit. Like,
no, you know what it is? Hold on. She'll do something good. And the part of me is like, oh, that's awesome. So now we're at the same whatever. And I'll forget. And then I'll forget.
We're not.
And then I'll be like,
why you do that?
And I'm like, oh.
But I digress.
I've never dunked on you.
That's true.
But he wants to.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No. I know.
Don't do that.
But see, it's meeting people halfway. As nerds, a lot of time we are very specific about our fandoms because we weren't able to have the freedom to enjoy them publicly when we were younger. Honestly, and we hold them close and we protect them and we love them because they protected us when we were little. Like these are the characters that held me close. How dare you not have this one little detail to make sure they're perfectly right? Like some of us are very. Let me talk about me. I'm autistic. I am very specific. I hold on to things not because I want to, because I don't know how to not hold on to every detail. And so sometimes I am very picky and sometimes I am brutally honest. And JJ likes a lot of stuff I don't like. He likes a lot of horror things, a lot of violence. And I try to watch these things. I try to watch these things sometimes, and other times I'm like, well, this is garbage. I'm like, I can't take it anymore. This is hard. And like, but I don't say those things. But that's the thing. You have to find people who are willing to grow and change with you and to willing to accept things. But also he accepts that there are things that I don't like as well. But then you come in and then you'll watch RuPaul with me and we'll learn the lingo.
So like, look, I know I've watched all the RuPaul Drag Races. I'm in her fantasy league thing right now.
You're in my RuPaul's Drag Race fantasy league.
So like, you know what I'm talking about? And also, I know more about Disney now than I ever did as a child. Like, let me tell you something.
I have a problem.
If it's G or PG,
I like children's shows. You want to watch Bluey with me? Let's do it.
No cap. No, I'll be watching Bluey. What else do we watch?
It's Coco Melon that has a whole.
But even but like
a lot of She-Ra, which is like above that, but still.
Did you say She-Ra?
Like, but you know what it is though? Like I'll watch out with her. We're having a good time. She goes to sleep. I'm like, babe, good. Tokyo Ghoul. Like, you know what I mean? Like balance.
Yeah, as all.
And if she wakes up, I'll be like, blickadoo. I'm like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, but then sometimes I'm watching Record of Ragnarok and somebody's arm get blown off.
Oh, well, yeah.
That I feel like that constantly happens.
Yeah.
But we talked about a lot of green flags. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like we were talking about a lot of green flags, a lot of red flags.
I got a red flag. So if you're talking to somebody and you can only talk to them specific hours of the day, and I don't mean like they're busy during like parts of the day. I mean like they're ghosts, like radio silence. And it's usually around the time when other people come home.
Yeah.
And then like it's like, weird, like very weird that like when other normal people would be freed up, you're just like unresponsive.
Gone.
Gone. Yeah, Danny Phantom. You went ghost on me.
Said, yeah, they have a boyfriend.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. Or a wife or a husband or a spouse, a fiance. Yeah.
They doing something.
They're doing something.
It's a red flag.
Yeah, it is. And it's just like until you unmake it a red flag. But most people would actually, like, if they know that it looks that way and it's not a red flag, they will go ahead and clear that up. Also, another red flag is people that don't want to clear up their red flags. Like, if you bring something to somebody as an adult and now it's an argument,
that's fact.
That's just me.
This is a conversation.
I just disappear for 12 hours a day.
Yeah. Except me for me. I was like,
except me for me. I'm busy. I'm busy.
I'm busy. I'm like, bro, that's like, can you imagine? You're like, I'm sorry to tell you this, man. Last time I talked to you was February. It's January again. Like,
that's just how I am.
This is just
that's just how I am.
I just
no, you know what else? Here's a red flag. If somebody tells you they're a free spirit, as far as like, I can't be.
Well, sorry.
In the wind, y'all.
Oh,
I reacted too instantly to that.
It's me.
Oh,
not a free spirit.
I'm
Lord.
such a God's not through with me yet.
I'm never on time for things, and I constantly cancel plans. Yeah. It's fine. Nothing's permanent.
If I don't care,
I
like if I'm not in a relationship and you're not someone that's really piquing my interest, it's gonna be like that in the beginning.
Mm.
But once see, they should take that as a red flag to know that you're not.
Yeah. But see, but that's the thing. So like, there's nothing wrong with putting up red flags. Like, is there anything inherently wrong with the red light? No, you just stop, and that just teaches you to stop.
That's true.
So
that's stop my social anxiety from having to meet them, y'all. But here we are.
Hey, look, I'm not mad at you though. But look, but your person is gonna know that you're socially anxious and meet you where you are.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Well, so sometimes throwing up red flags is a green flag for the right person, because
that's where
because that's the thing. Only the person who's supposed to see the red flag sees it. If it doesn't stop somebody, they're like, "Oh, I'm willing to work for that," and that's how you weed people out. Keep throwing up,
and that's where the communication comes in.
Compensate because I'm like, damn, I'm so sorry. That was the shit.
But see, that's
if I'm interested in you immediately, I'll try to be on time. I'll be like 30 minutes late, you know. Look, guys. Look.
That's fine. So some people are just late.
But
and that's fine.
Them. Listen, guys, we talked about growth. Because I respect that person, I will make it my fucking job to make sure I show up on time and make sure they know that I care about their time and that I respect their time and what they're doing for me. But again, if I don't care about you, that's a different story.
But even if you're late, I'm gonna be honest, if you're late for the right person, whenever you show up, they're like, "Oh, right on time." Because there's certain people I don't even like with you. If you were ever late and you were like 20 minutes late, I'm not looking at the clock. I'm just waiting for you to show up because that's when it starts. You know what I mean? Because when you feel it, you know. You're like, but the only people that are on the clock are people that you don't really give a fuck about. Let's be honest. Like, them people, you'd be like, oh my God. They'd be like 30 seconds late. You was like, and I showed up on time for this. Like, you'd be mad.
Parents have other reasons though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna throw that out.
Yeah.
Wait, how long was like waiting at brunch, good sir?
Huh?
Oh. Damn, DamDadBod.
Y'all keep hiding. Each one of y'all.
You were waiting at brunch almost as long as I was waiting in that bar that didn't serve any food on time.
Shots fired.
That's
we're both late all the time. This is life at this point.
I forgot. We doing the
Caribbean thing. Just know we may not be there when you get
there. This was the most horrible place I've ever gone to. with some of the best, but we'll save that for the bad date portion. The date wasn't bad. The company was amazing, but the place, they were like, "Oh, you want food? You're a restaurant, right?"
Oh shit.
Yeah, but like you want food
really
though.
Long time to get food.
They were
like an hour.
He wants food.
Look at this guy. Look at this fucking guy. He wants food. Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony. He wants food.
Hey, this fucking Gabon wants food.
The wait staff was really just like, it was like when you turn on lights and cockroaches are in your kitchen. Like, they were not there.
No.
They were so angry that we were there.
We just wanted to play skee ball.
So angry.
Nah, you know one of the ones where they go to the back and they're like, hold on 1 second. They're like, fuck. And then they come back and like, what would you like to order?
Okay, guys. So we're getting close to the end of our time. Is there any last stories, last minute things you guys want to share?
Ooh, I got one quick one and super quick. So this is younger JJ. You talking about bad dates? I also decided once upon a time to date somebody Latina, a little spicy fire. She was whatever. And the crazy part about it is we went to a restaurant, I took her out, and she really wanted this one specific dish, and it's not on the menu. And I was like, oh, it's probably not in season. That's probably why they don't have it. She's like, I'm just gonna ask. And she was like mad about it. I was like, okay, cool. Like, you just ask, nobody, free country. She asked, and the dude said the exact same thing. He was like, oh yeah, that's not in season. That's why it's not on there. And then so now she's upset and she's like almost refusing to order anything else. And I'm like, cool, just take your time, look through it. She finally orders something, but like the whole rest of the date is like one word answers, and where she's like, oh, you having a good time? Yes. Oh, like you're trying to like bring stuff up, and it's just like, yeah, no. Like, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So on the ride home, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, how are you feeling? Is everything good? And she's just like, you just probably feel so good that you were right. Like, oh, like she was so upset. Like, you just happened to be right. And I was like, no. I was like, I'm not necessarily right. The menu was right. Like, that had nothing to do with me. I even was like, please ask that man. I want you to have what you want. And then when he told you didn't like, I said, that's on you. I was like, I don't know what part I played in that. You know what she did? She was like, what? She slapped me. I'm not going to lie to you. And this is in the winter time. And I was like, skirt. I'm just like, I'm driving a car. I said, hey, all I need you to do is call whoever you love or whoever you trust to like come pick you up. Because if you think I'm finna continue this car ride after I've just been like,
it's the day no.
I got
go, King.
Say no.
To say
I said, oh yeah.
brother.
I said, look, and I said, I'm nice. I'll turn the heat on. I'm not even gonna make you wait outside the car, but you gonna have to call somebody, baby girl.
You better than me.
Brother, right? Brother shows up, and at first he's like, why am I picking my sister up in the middle? He's like, of course, big brother stuff. I told him what happened. He took one look at her and he said, I appreciate you because there's a lot of other dudes who would have done a lot way worse. And he's like yelling at her. But no. But I mean, I feel like I handled it the best way I could. I was like,
you did. You handled it like a saint. Jesus would be proud.
Like,
proud.
At the same point, I was like, oh, if you're willing to take it here over something that had nothing to do with me,
right?
I make this my problem.
Talk to me again. She gonna kill
over a menu item.
Like that.
Yeah, no.
She slapped you over a menu item?
She did because
like
she had
if you knew, like if you did it.
Yeah, as if I was precognizant and I took her to a place with something that she didn't want to have. She had her mind set on something and she was like, I wonder why it's not on the menu. It was here last time. I said, oh, what was it? She said fish. I was like, oh, it might not be in season. And she looked like I said, oh, fuck you in your palate, in your taste, and everything you stand for, and your mom, your abuela, your abuelita. She looked like I really let her have it. Oh, and then on the car ride back, I'm like, yeah, like I'm so sorry.
Where was this?
Well, this was in Connecticut. So like she hit me with that shit, and I was like when she hit me, I really was like, because I told you the truth. I was like, oh no. You talk about a red flag. Something inside of me was like, pull over, my child. Like,
was that the first date?
Huh?
Was that the first date?
Was that the first date?
Second, I think. And then the first date, we like.
I'm so sorry. Like, why are you?
Yeah, no.
She pulled out physical abuse on the second date.
Let me tell you what happened. The trash took itself out. I was so happy when her brother came to pick her up. Like
most abusers wait till they're married.
Yeah, no.
She was like, I can't wait.
No, I appreciate her for showing that shit.
It's funny because it's traumatic.
I'm trying to tell you, I appreciate her for showing me who she was. Like day 2, like as soon as it happened, I was like, oh, I want nothing to do with this because you can't even go to dinner and like my thing was, it's like, what did I do?
No.
Lord.
I'm sorry
I
you had to.
know.
I'm sorry you
I mean,
went through
she's
that.
just a
It was so
princess
crazy.
type.
In that moment, I was more shocked that she was the way she was than I was mad. And I was like, damn, I really got her in my car. This is crazy. I said, you need to call somebody. Like something inside of me was just like, somebody loves you. Not me.
It just
But
ain't
like,
me.
I know that
Really
God loves
Not
you.
I.
Look,
She
God's
didn't
love,
even
God's
call a
love is
sister.
eternal. My interest just ran out. Like you gotta, like I'm literally on the side of the road. Like, hey, I was like, you gotta call someone. When her brother showed up, it was so when he had his chest poked out. By the time he left, he was like, I'm sorry, bro. Like he was damn near about to give me money for gas. I was like, just please, just take her out of my life. That's the gift. Her presence.
For
You take her
real,
presence
please
away is the
remove
gift.
this one.
Yeah. So that was one of my worst experiences ever because I
Yeah.
like I was like, what the fuck
I can
is
imagine.
this?
If we talk about worst experiences, I mean, I don't know if this is my worst experience per se. I have really bad memory. I smoke a lot of weed. But one that I remember is another hood type dude, but he did like nerd them, right? I'd invited him to come to my place, and mind you, oh guys. So this is after my divorce. We're separated at this point, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna be in a relationship at all with anybody, but I'll hang out with people.
That's what we all
That's
say.
what we said, yeah.
I made the mistake of inviting this person to my home, knowing they had a bit of a history with, jail and police, whatever. And I mean, that's whatever. Shit happens to people. But he seemed like a really nice person. Plot twist, really nice people that are in like our age range can be very misogynistic. Okay. And it's like really like,
Yes.
it's like Hotepi, but you're not a full-blown Hotep. Okay. So we're watching TV on my couch. Mind you, again, social anxiety, also like touch things. Don't touch me. I'm sitting on one end of the couch, you sit on another. And I'm wearing a skater skirt per usual. Look, guys, look.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, okay.
Hey.
It's the Zim one. Do you have? Okay.
Oh,
Hey!
hey,
We got it.
See, look, that's why you're on the podcast.
So, and it's the same chain too. But we're watching anime, and I turn it to go like put on Baki, because like for non-anime heads, he's an African American, got dreads, light skin. Non-anime heavy heads, I'm like, okay, you a nigga, you can watch Baki, right?
Yeah,
So
I feel you dip a toe.
Yeah. Good call.
That was a good call.
Good call.
Okay, so I bend over to change the thing on my HDMI because it's connected to my laptop. He slaps my ass.
I knew where that was going.
I know. I said you
Slaps?
bent over.
As soon as you said I
Well,
bent
he
over,
lifts
he was
my skirt up and slaps my ass. He said, I turned around and I slapped his hand because I'm African. Look, y'all.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing touching me? And he goes, oh, I wanted to see if you voyeur yourself the same way as you do online.
oh,
Yes.
what?
Oh.
So, guys, I do boudoir content. I do lewd cosplay content. And he said, oh, I wanted to see if you voyeur yourself the same way you do online. So you think I'm wearing lingerie under every set of clothing I wear? Like, what's wrong with you?
What
He's
the
like,
heck?
the way to prevent rape is like when you lock your door before you go to bed at night. If you dress more modestly, guys won't want to do that to you. And did I keep them out of the house?
Like,
Yes, I
nigga,
keep
you
them out
in
of the
my
house.
house right
Whoa.
now.
You just-
saying this to
you
me.
But I
just
want
brought
that
it-
girl.
Well, he brought up rape.
You just brought up rape randomly.
In your house?
Woo!
In your home?
As if
where you
it's just
already
common
locked the door?
talk.
That's not even a
Just
top
comment
10 thought
talk.
for me. Like, bro, the fact that you went to that first?
Oh, and it gets better. So I blocked him on everything, and then to this day continues to remake Instagram accounts to follow me. So that was my little.
To be fair, whatever he smacked might have messed his mind up a little bit.
Y'all, I'm like,
fairness out the window.
It's just
kidding.
like
No, I know. You,
No, seriously, get rid of him.
I'm big. That's what I
Like-
told him. What did I tell you? Why did I want to
murder is happening. What's his social security number?
I'm saying, yo,
Like-
that DamDadBod. Why
That's
did I
wild.
want to go to the gym? Why did I want to get stronger?
Yeah, Exhibit A, and I'm right there with
Yep.
you, girl.
You gotta
It's
be-
a scary
I don't
world.
blame
You gotta
you.
be like,
Oh yeah, to beat a hoe up.
You
That's
gotta
what
be
you
like
said.
J-Lo and enough. You be like, and as sure as he is a coward,
I'm like, I want to be able to fight a man
See-
because if I'm not strong enough to lift this weight, how am I supposed to carry this man so I can beat him up. What am I gonna
Right,
do?
exactly.
You
don't need to.
Hey, Sarah, let me tell you something. I
Listen.
saw
You
that
don't need to
over
beat them
hand
up. You just
now.
gotta
I
get
think
your
you'll be
carry
okay.
license.
Huh?
For people like that, you just gotta get your carry license.
Oh
But
yeah,
he has
Pop
to
goes
be
Louise.
Yep.
So
Yep.
It's so wild though how often the protection of Black women ends up being only in our hands though. Like it's so wild. Like that we now I gotta prepare to pop somebody because niggas is out here acting wild and nobody's policing them as much as they should be.
Yeah.
And that,
like in
and
the
that's the
community,
thing.
not policing
You
each
know what?
other
I gotta
or
agree.
anything.
Wait.
And like that's the thing. So
I'm gonna be honest.
we don't
I think
we don't
these two
know
guys would police
that
their
somebody.
friends, but other
Yeah.
niggas really don't. Like,
I
unfortunately,
don't have
it's
any
hard.
friends who I don't have any friends who do stuff like that. But
Well,
like
you don't
as
think you
far
have friends
as
who do stuff like that because they wouldn't do it to you or present that
and
side of themselves to
and
you
we
because you're another dude.
see, but
You
we
probably
don't
don't even know.
know exactly. We
Yeah.
don't know
I ain't gonna lie
that
to you.
they're
Wait,
like
I
that
ain't gonna lie to you.
until they're like that.
Yeah, no.
So
I'm
that's
gonna be
why.
100% honest. Y'all are right.
So
there's a lot
we're
of
not.
Yeah, there's a lot of
So
dudes
we're
that
not.
don't even present
Yeah,
themselves.
there are. So we're not putting the blame on women. So
No, not the blame.
so when
the
okay, so
responsibility.
we've never when a man who is like a responsible and respectable human being is like, you should probably protect yourself because there's monsters out here in this world. It's not because it's your necessary
Here's the thing.
responsibility to police these dudes. We're not gonna know that these dudes are doing these things
the thing.
until we get the call from y'all.
Here's the thing. No. Here's the thing. Because we know before we even meet a lot of guys sometimes. And we're constantly telling you guys.
The cracks.
We're telling you guys what the statistics
That's what I'm saying.
We're telling you guys what the statistics are. We're talking to you guys in your face. We're not being heard. We're not being believed. And guys are saying, not my friends, not the people around me. I don't know who it is. So what? I don't know who it is either. And I still have to react. And
Charlie.
I still have to do things. Hold on.
I'm on your side.
No, it doesn't matter because you're not on my side until this is done.
Look,
so we'll do this on a different episode, but I will tell you that it's not up to me either. And you telling me to protect myself? No shit. No shit, Sherlock. We know beyond what y'all know that we need to protect ourselves. But what we need from you guys is more than that, is what we're saying. We need more than that. We can't just be, I don't know though. How would I know until you call me? That's what white people say to Black people. How do I know?
True. I was thinking about that.
That's not it. We need more, is all we're saying. We're not saying it's your all's fault. We're not saying it's y'all.
Right.
We are saying we need more.
It's like
so you know what though? I get like hold on. I get both sides of what's going on because what she's saying and what you're saying is we're like what Sailor was talking about was what happened in private. That's like a very like minute, whatever. What she's talking about is if we're in a public forum and you see it, say something. And like, I know you're the type of dude where like, if you saw somebody like actively like,
no, I'm not saying say something while it's happening.
Oh wait, no, not even that. But I'm just talking about, but even behind closed doors.
Saying, I know what the fuck
like
I'm
when
saying.
there are no women around.
I'm saying speak out like I'm speaking out right now.
Yeah.
And agree with me.
Yeah.
And say yes.
Yeah.
Nod your head, say yes, and then try and add that to your life going forward. I'm saying speak about it all the time to everyone, not just women. Don't go to women and say protect yourself. Go to men and say, hey, there's a lot of men out here doing this to women. Let's all do this thing to make sure that that's not happening. Don't come to me and tell me how to fix a problem I'm not doing. Go to the men.
But you're assuming that we don't do that.
No, I know that the
how would you,
people don't do that. I'm not saying you specifically. I'm not saying him specifically because I've seen it. I've seen y'all do that. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm.
Men in general, stop coming. Go to each other.
And what I am saying is that we literally can't control the general population of monsters that are out there.
Nor can we with a gun.
I'm saying that it's not 10,000 people attacking you at one time. I'm saying that in this situation that Sailor has been talking about, in order for her to protect herself as a last resort, that's what it is. Because even if I go out as a man who's 5'8", 220 pounds, and I go out into the street, I'm still afraid that somebody's gonna inject me with some sort of shit that's gonna make me knock out and take my fucking kidney. This is a constant thought that's in my paranoid mind. So I can only imagine what it's like for women who literally have something that all men want.
Right.
Every 5 seconds.
At all times.
But,
so I can't relate. All what I'm saying is to in the event that everything else fails, in the event that you don't have the protection of someone else, in the event that you didn't have that somebody slips through the cracks, in the event that something like that happens, have a means to protect yourself because of that. And I know that you know.
Friends, it's
What?
I really be thinking about
Dead
this
fire
shit,
again. You have 15 shots.
Anyways,
What did you say?
no, I was saying like I go back and forth between guns and gun violence and like because like if I pull out a gun then that nigga has to be used, you know, like if you write a story and the gun gets pulled out.
Like because for me personally, like with guns, it's not necessarily anything because I already know that the only thing that's going to come behind pulling the trigger is trauma. Like for both people involved, for
that
the
too.
person shot and for the shooter. So for me, I'm very anti-trauma. Black people have trauma like written in our DNA. Like it's in our code already. So if there's anything that I can do to stop both Black male trauma and Black female trauma, like I want us to elevate as a culture. And that's what I'm hearing from all of these sides.
Yeah,
is that
different
everybody
sides.
wants, like everybody really wants the culture to elevate to a point that we're not even talking about like it coming to gun violence. Like and you know, and I gather that. And you know
it shouldn't come to that.
I feel like the collective consciousness, and even as a responsibility as a Black man to make sure that when I show other young Black male cosplayers, and just not even cosplayers, just other young Black males that look, you have to like handle yourself in accordance to this, and that like
teach them
you
that
decide
stuff.
to step out of line, there's consequences. Because in our community, I will agree that maybe there's not as many consequences for things as there should be, and that there needs to be more policing of ourselves. And obviously we can't be there during like personal situations, but if we handle it in public, it won't be such an issue in private.
Right.
And I hear that. And that's something that I feel like collectively all of us can and are working towards. But like each one teach one. So that's why we have panels and that's why we have discussions. And when we go to BlerdCon and we turn up and have our fun, but then we do our little serious panel.
You make sure you're looking at everybody because you don't want nobody to slip anyone anything. I'll fight everyone. That's why.
Because at the end of the day, the people that are being slipped stuff, it's not my mom or my sister, but it's somebody's mom, somebody's sister, somebody's aunt, somebody's
It's just a person.
Yeah, it's a person. It's a human. It's a human being that wants to have an experience that is not filled with trauma. And for me, no matter where it comes from, I'm so anti-trauma because each of us by this point of our life has had enough of it, like in any sort of form, both male and female. And I know that I don't want to see any more Black female pain.
So bringing it back to the dating thing, and since we're wrapping it up, let me ask you guys real fast. Do you guys have any, a fan of ours asked this question. Do you guys have any hentai recommendations? This is completely random. Back to the topic. Any hentai recommendations before we close?
Hey, look, let me tell y'all something. So as a young boy with access to the internet and LimeWire, the very first hentai that I ever seen was Black Bible. And I'm not gonna lie.
Now you know the title, y'all.
I remembered it because like I was downloading it in parts and giving my computer all kinds of viruses.
LimeWire, the LimeWire AIDS.
Yeah.
Good old LimeWire.
And I remember being like, what the fuck am I looking at? But also, why would I keep downloading? Like it didn't matter. Like it didn't matter. Like it was like all kind of crazy shit going on. And I was like, humans can't do this. But at the same time, like I was watching it like it was a regular show. Like it had like on some Netflix and chill shit. It was hentai with senpai. And I'm gonna just be completely honest with you. So like I don't necessarily have titles and things now because I'm an adult and who's got time for that. But like you know what I mean?
For titles. We got time.
We got time for titles.
5 minutes of this.
Yeah, that's the that's
so
the only
like,
title I
if
remember
I'm
too.
looking for
Like,
animated, whatever. I
Yeah,
would not know a
but
title.
but I mean, literally, if like I think there's like different websites and stuff you go on. Like I remember I saw one, like I think it was like Hentai Haven or Hentai Heaven or something like that. And like you can just like you know what I am? I'm more of a categories person than I am titles. Like it's like I gotta find the vibe, like whatever that vibe is, like you know when you see it. And even if like because that shit goes left real quick. You think you're watching something you want to watch, and then it'll be like, what are you doing, Dad? And you're like, oh no, fuck no.